Well, hello, Emily and Mara. Today we're here to talk about your upcoming training, the Body Politic, Body Weight, and Liberation of Social Justice. Do you want to start out by just describing that in like 10 to 15 words, the training?
We are going to learn how to be ethical and socially responsible about the way we talk about our bodies and each other's bodies.
Oh, beautiful. All right, so
Very
that
cool.
was the interview. Thank you so much. I mean, I think that nails it. I think that I'm not going to be as good about being quite so concise. I think that what's so exciting about this and what I feel so both nervous and passionate about is that this is a way of talking about social justice through the lens of body size and the notion of that being something that a lot of people have internalized and that sizeism is something that we have internalized and that has shamed us and that has made us small. And what can we do about that? And so I think that this training is a process of kind of facing and excavating the history of that war on our bodies and coming at it from socioeconomic, racial, gender, ability perspectives, but also then honestly getting really personal in, I think, our hopes that that whomever leaves this training, whomever attends this training leaves feeling a little bit stronger in their own ability to be a warrior and an advocate for their own body, and then therefore a warrior and an advocate for their clients' bodies.
So what in your work brought you to this training? What specifically do you think gives you expertise in this matter?
Sure, I'll go. So I work in eating disorder treatment and am a fat queer person, and have experienced both as a human being in the world and through the lens of being a therapist to my clients, how much our bodies is used, whether it's as currency, as our value, the way that people see us, the way that people treat us. We know right now, right, with the Black Lives Matter movement and the murder of people that are trans and people of color, how much our bodies are demonized and weaponized against us. And through my own work with my clients and then my own work personally, I realized that if I wasn't able to dismantle that for myself, I couldn't dismantle that for other people. And if I can dismantle it for myself and other people, I can dismantle the system and our bodies can finally get the respect that they deserve. So that's kind of my goal as a therapist, as a researcher, as a person in the world. So this is kind of, I think like Mara said, like this is our labor of love. This is everything we want for the world.
Yeah. And I think part of what I'm excited about with this training is that it goes to a very personal place for me. I grew up I was the first daughter of a mom who was very, very not okay with her own body. And starting, I think, when I hit puberty, she started to really viciously pick on my body. And it was, I think, really the first place of shame for me and the greatest one. And at the same time, food became something that was technicolor joy and security blanket and self-medication and the only way that I knew in a lot of ways to soothe myself. And so by the time I got to college, I had a full-blown eating disorder, mostly a binge eating disorder. And I will just say that in some ways, the one grace for me, I went to Brown University, so there were a lot of weirdos there anyway, and I say that with the greatest amount of love. And I also I came out to myself and joined the queer community as well, although in 1990 we didn't call it that. Anyway, and saw that different kinds of bodies could be celebrated, and saw that the war that I was waging against my own body didn't have to be how it was. And so joined something called Body Image Awareness Week in college that really, Em and I were just talking about this morning, having an opportunity to talk about why I hated my body so much and how my body felt about being hated so much, and then kind of figuring out how to liberate myself from that. And I'll be totally honest. I mean, I'm coming into this training knowing that this is something with which I still struggle every day. And a lot of people that I know still do, and how much energy it takes up in my life. So I don't know if does that answer your question? Is
No,
that
those
okay?
were both such thoughtful and personal answers. Thank you so much for sharing that with me and for sharing that with our viewers. How long have you been working with the CWC? How long have you been doing trainings, or is this your first training with us?
I could take that one first if you want. I have had the honor of working with the Connecticut Women's Consortium for, I think, and Emily, you may have to verify this, but I think 7 or 8 years. It's been a while, and Colette Anderson is one of my heroes. She is, I think, one of the people on this earth who puts her money where her mouth is with regard to really supporting women and championing women. And she has been a champion for me, and with every topic. And I mean, Shannon Perkins is just in the right place too. Like, I just feel like with everyone that's been added to the team, it's gotten stronger and stronger. And I've been given this opportunity to grow from doing kind of general diversity trainings, which I still adore, and LGBTQ trainings, and a bunch of other work. It's what I do full time with my agency, Talking Changes. But then I had this idea about doing this training around body liberation, and Colette put me in touch with them, and that was just one of the best collaborations I've ever experienced. So yeah, so I think it's going on 6 or 7 or 8 years.
And Emily?
So this will be my second training. My first one was only like 2 months ago, and it was just Eating Disorders 101, giving people the ability to start doing that work, which is the thing that I love the most. And when I was meeting with Colette and Shannon, and we were talking about, separate from eating disorder work, I'm a social justice activist. Body liberation is important. And they go, you need to meet Mara. And we met. It has been the most amazing meeting of my whole life. And this is like my new BFF forever, and we can't get rid of each other. And training on the road, and the whole world should hear about how you can actually dismantle oppression if you just learn to like your body and each other's bodies just enough.
And I think also, and I can't believe I'm getting emotional. Oh my God, I'm not, like, I don't know why, but like,
what we do together.
I know exactly. That's what I was going to say, is that that you can do this work with joy, that you can do this work with fun and humor and passion. It doesn't, I look forward to every meeting that we have and co-collaborating with her, and I cannot wait to see what happens in this training. I think we're going to need it recorded so that we can be like, did we really say that? Like, did that really happen? But I just really, like, it is amazing proof that that social justice work can be something that is absolutely wholehearted and joyful.
Those are all my questions. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
I think I would just say that anyone who has grappled in any way with being estranged from your own body, from not loving your body, from having that get in the way of relationships, of career, of self-worth, of intimacy of any kind. If you saw this title and it hooked something in you, I hope you'll give it a try. I hope you'll join us, because I do think it's not going to be a cure-all, but it is going to, I think, assist in the fight to love our bodies again.
And I guess to that, right, I personally believe in my own work that the greatest act of resistance any of us can ever have is to demand space and demand love and to demand respect of our bodies, regardless of what the government or society or our culture tells us to have. So this is a chance for people to participate in that resistance in a really meaningful way.